Have you ever looked at your dog, like really looked at them and thought, wait, are you sad? It's a strange feeling, right? Like maybe they just seem a little off, you know? Not their usual bouncy, happy selves. Turns out, a lot of everyday things we do could be bumming our dogs out big time, and we don't even realize it. It's like, imagine coming home after a long day of filming, right? You're exhausted but excited to see your furry friend. You're super stoked to see your dog Kermit, but instead of jumping up and down like he's lost his mind, he's just sitting there. It's like he's waiting for something. Looking at you like you forgot to feed him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That look of pure disappointment. Could be you forgot to take him for a walk, which is like the highlight of his day. Stick around because today we're diving deep into 12 things you might be doing that are totally harshing your dog's mellow. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. And let me tell you, number 7, I was shooketh. You won't believe it. Okay, first up, let's talk about consistency, or like, the lack thereof. It's something we all struggle with, right? Dogs are basically furry little creatures of habit. They love routine more than I love a good conspiracy theory. Seriously, they thrive on it. Think about it. You wake up, you do your thing, no judgment, you eat, you scroll through TikTok for an hour. It's comforting, right? It's like a little ritual that sets the tone for your day. Well, dogs are the same way. They find comfort in knowing what comes next. They like knowing when to expect Walkies, when the food fairy, that's you, is gonna bless their bowls. And trust me, they look forward to it. And when it's cuddle time, those snuggles are like gold to them. But when we're all over the place with their schedule, one day walking them at 7 a.m., the next day at noon because we slept in, it throws them off. It's like their internal clock gets all messed up. It's like if someone moved your coffee cup every day. Sure, you'll eventually find it, but it's annoying, right? It disrupts your flow. Dogs thrive on predictability. They need that structure to feel secure. So if you want your pup to be living their best life, keep their schedule as consistent as humanly possible. Trust me, they'll thank you with wagging tails and happy barks. Alright, next up, harsh training methods, and by harsh I mean any kind of yelling, screaming, or generally being a negative Nancy when your dog messes up. Look, I get it, sometimes they do stuff that makes you want to pull your hair out. Like who taught them to eat drywall? But here's the thing, yelling doesn't actually teach them anything except to be scared of you. And who wants a scared dog? Not me, man. Instead of channeling your inner drill sergeant, try positive reinforcement. Think treats, praise, maybe even a little happy dance if you're feeling it. When your dog does something good, reward them. It's like magic, but for dog training. They'll start associating good behavior with good things, and trust me, they want those good things way more than they want to make you angry. Moving on to something super important, mental stimulation. This is especially crucial for all my high-energy dog owners out there. Leaving your dog home alone without any toys or anything to do is like sending them to the quiet corner, but for hours on end. Imagine being stuck in an empty room with nothing but your thoughts. You'd probably lose it, right? Dogs need mental exercise just as much as they need physical exercise. Puzzle toys are a lifesaver. They gotta work for those treats, which keeps their brains engaged and out of trouble. Plus, it's hilarious to watch them try to figure it out. You can also do some training sessions throughout the day, even just for like 10 minutes at a time. It'll tire them out mentally and strengthen your bond. Speaking of exercise, let's talk about the importance of those daily walks. I know, sometimes life gets in the way and you're exhausted. But just like you need to move your body to stay healthy, so do they. Skipping walks regularly is basically asking for a dog-shaped hurricane to hit your house. They get restless, they get destructive, and frankly, it's not fair to them. Walks aren't just about going potty, it's their chance to explore the world, sniff all the smells, and just be a dog. Plus, all that exercise will tire them out so you can enjoy some peace and quiet later. It's a win-win. You guys, dogs are trying to communicate with us all the time. We just gotta learn their language. Ignoring their cues is like ignoring your best friend when they're trying to tell you something important. If your dog is pawing at you, whining, or giving you those puppy dog eyes, they're trying to tell you something. Maybe they need to go outside, maybe they're hungry, or maybe they just want some love. Take a second to figure out what they're trying to say instead of brushing them off. It'll make them feel heard and loved, which is all they really want in life. Okay, this one's important. We've all been there, right? Your dog is terrified of something completely ridiculous like a cucumber or the vacuum cleaner, and you can't help but laugh. But here's the thing. Laughing at their fears is like laughing at your friend for being afraid of spiders. It's not cool, man. To them, their fear is very real, and laughing at them just makes them feel worse. Instead of making them the butt of the joke, Try to comfort them and help them work through their fear. It might take time and patience, but eventually, they'll realize that the vacuum cleaner isn't going to eat them. Probably. Subscribe for more insights on building a loving relationship with your dog. Alright guys, this one blew my mind. Using the crate as punishment. I used to think this was like dog training 101, but turns out it's actually super messed up. Think about it. The crate is supposed to be their safe space, their little den where they can relax and de-stress. It's like their version of a weighted blanket and a face mask. But when you use it as punishment, you're basically telling them that their safe space is actually a bad place to be. It's like if someone took away your bed every time you did something wrong. Not cool, right? Keep the crate positive by associating it with good things like treats, toys, and maybe even a little bit of Barry Manilow. Let's talk about petting, but like the wrong kind of petting. Not all dogs love being patted on the head. Some dogs are totally cool with it, but others find it super intrusive and annoying. It's like if someone came up to you and just started rubbing your head, you'd be like, "What are you doing? Get your hands off me." Pay attention to your dog's body language. Are they leaning into your touch or trying to get away? If they seem uncomfortable, switch up your petting game. Most dogs love being scratched behind the ears or on the chest. Find what they like and stick to it. Okay, this one might seem obvious, but it's worth mentioning. Don't just snatch toys away from your dog. I know, sometimes they get a little too into it, and you just want to reclaim what's rightfully yours. But to them, you're basically stealing their prized possession. It's like if someone just came up to you and took your phone while you were scrolling through Instagram. Rude, right? Instead of being a toy thief, teach them to drop it or leave it command. That way, they learn to give you the toy willingly, and everyone wins. Plus, it's way less likely to result in a bite. We all have those days when we just want to be left alone, right? But imagine if every time you tried to cuddle with someone, they just pushed you away. That's basically what it feels like to a dog when you ignore their attempts at affection. Dogs crave attention and love, and when they don't get it, it can seriously hurt their feelings. So next time your furry little shadow nudges you for some attention, take a minute to give them some love. Even just a quick pat on the head can make a big difference in their doggy world. Alright, this one's a little more serious. Recognizing signs of discomfort. Dogs can't exactly tell us when they're not feeling well, so it's up to us to be observant and notice the subtle signs. Are they panting excessively even though they haven't been running around? Are they restless and unable to settle down? Are they licking or chewing at themselves more than usual? These could all be signs that something's wrong. Pay attention to their body language and don't hesitate to call the vet if you notice anything out of the ordinary. Last but not least, let's talk about collars. Specifically choke chains and prong collars. These collars might seem like a quick fix for pulling, but they can actually cause a lot of physical and emotional pain for your dog. Imagine having a spiky necklace that tightened every time you pulled on the leash. Not fun, right? There are so many humane and effective alternatives out there, like front leash attachment harnesses or even just a regular old flat collar. Choose kindness over convenience and your dog will thank you for it. It's surprising how small changes in our behavior can have such a big impact on our furry friends. The good news is, now that you know, you can start changing your ways and making their lives a whole lot happier. Simple adjustments can lead to a more joyful and content dog. Before you go, here's a bonus tip. Did you know that dogs can totally sense human emotions and often mirror them? They are incredibly intuitive and can pick up on your mood. Keeping a positive demeanor and showering your furry friend with love can significantly boost their mood. Your happiness can directly influence their well-being. It's like a happiness loop. When you're happy, your dog is happy, and that makes you even happier. For more ways to strengthen your bond with your furry friend, check out our next video, 12 heartfelt ways to show your dog you love them. They'll understand. Click here to watch it now. You'll find even more tips to make your dog's life better. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps us create better content for you and your pets. What's one thing you've changed to make your dog happier? Maybe a new toy or more playtime? We'd love to hear from you. Share your experiences and tips with our community.